All right. All right, we got water. We got our paintbrushes. We're going to start on the third value scale down here, okay? Now, everyone was doing a really great job last week. Now, if you need to make more Mother Brown, now's your chance. If your paint dried up over the weekend, you can grab a little bit of water, swirl it around. Ooh, look how it just wakes that right back up. And I will show you how to make that brown again. All right. Got a clean brush. Alejandro and Michaela. All right, I'm gonna get 1, 2. Alejandro.
Are we all doing this?
Alejandro. Yes. If you ran out of Mother Brown, I'm just gonna show you again. I'm gonna get 3 scoops. Okay, now I'm gonna get 2 scoops of magenta and mix.
Wait, what are you doing? She's making more brown though.
Thank you. Okay, you should get kind of like a reddish orange. Just a little bit of review from Friday. We want to keep our Mother Brown right here, okay? We're gonna need it all day. Now I'm gonna get 1 scoop of turquoise. I like to do the turquoise last. Okay. Because I like to see how my orange comes out first. Now, take a look at your brown. If it looks too purple, that means you need more what?
Yellow.
Yellow, yes, because that's the opposite, right? It's the opposite of purple. So I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow to mine. I don't like to contaminate my paint, so I'm just gonna clean this off a little. Make it a little scoop of yellow in there until you get a nice brown. More. Now, if you're not sure about your brown, come up here and show me. I'll take a look for you.
Mine is orange.
You come up and show me.
Yeah, I'm going.
Should get a nice brown. You should have a warm brown.
I was just wondering. But add more.
You might want like more quantity to last during the class.
This is more wet. 3 yellow, 2 magenta, 1 turquoise. Like 3, so 3, 2.
All right. Good. Looks good. Anyone else? You want to show me? You're good? Okay. Now I'm wiping off the extra brown and I'm going to put it in this little one here. Okay, this is already like a medium brown from last week that we were working on. Who still has a little bit of this left over?
Me. What
Okay.
color do we add to it?
A few people. So I just kind of wiped off the extra brown on the sides. So I barely had any brown, and then I put it in here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water and let this flow. I had a little bit of extra brown left over on my brush, and I just put it into the tint I had here. If you didn't have anything here, what you're gonna do is grab a scoop of white. Mix it in. Okay, but here's the catch. Each time we're getting our skin tones just a little bit darker, right? So this new color I mix here needs to be darker than what I started with on this one. Okay, does that make sense? Can I get a thumbs up? Yes? Okay, great. Now, I want to start, maybe midway or a little toward the end. We're doing medium dark now, right? So I want to get some deeper kind of tans going on. I want to start here and mix the color more like this as I go on to this next one. So I added some white paint just because I need a little bit more to work with. Now I'm going to get like a dot of brown. And I'm going to mix it into my tin here. Wiping off the extra so it stays in this little cup. A little water to help it flow. Okay, now I am going to paint that onto the first value right here. On this side.
Miss Anne, I am very confused.
Okay, come show me your paper.
I haven't started yet. And I didn't.
Come show me. Come show me your palette. You want this color to be a little bit darker than maybe like this middle range. Okay, we want to go darker.
And then a little bit more brown in it. Okay, and then the brown, and then you start the.
Thank you.
I don't know how to do brown. That's a good brown to start with. You like this one. White? Did you get white at the beginning? Yeah, I have white here. Okay, you're good. What do you need, yellow?
All right, who painted their first value on the medium dark value range?
Once again, I can't get it darker than this.
Awesome. So you might need a little bit more brown.
No, I keep adding it, it's still the same. Here,
Come show me.
mine's
All right, now as we keep going, I'm gonna grab a hefty dot of brown and mix it into this tint.
It doesn't want to get any darker than that. No, brown one is fine. I feel like it.
Yeah, mine won't get darker.
That's why.
Show me your, so you need this is darker than what you had in the middle?
Like
No,
light
it's the same
beats it.
color. Then you need more brown into there. I literally put all my brown in.
Yeah, I added more brown and now I'm going to cover that last value a little bit and blend.
This is too yellow. I put a dot. Magenta.
This is yellow?
You want to get more of this. Yeah, is this your main butter brown?
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit more of that in there.
Okay. Who has painted the second value? Okay, each time I'm just gonna go back and add another dot of brown. If it's not getting darker, add a second dot of the brown. You might have more tint left over than I.
I'm gonna add the whole brown.
And cover.
It won't be darker.
Yes, it's gonna dry differently.
No, it's still the same.
So see how my value range is starting off a little bit darker and we're just gonna keep going and adding more brown until we get to the full mother brown on this side. We're really close to it, okay? Then get a good scoop of this brown
See, this is what it's
and mix it into here.
Sorry, then the fire. The one for
You made me too.
I'm gonna turn my light off up here so you can see that transition a little better. Take a look, right? Wrap up your brush stroke and take a look at what I've got going on my page right here.
Oh my god.
Each time, I'm just gonna add a bigger dot of the brown, right? As this tint starts to get darker, we're gonna need a little bit more of our darker color to keep bringing it down and making it darker. Oops. Try to blend. When you've got wet paint and you go over that last color, it's gonna help it blend.
How much violet do you have to add to the yellow?
Oh my.
Like brown.
3 scoops of yellow
Okay, see how generous I'm getting with my drops of brown now? I'm gonna need more and more to get this color a little bit darker. Looks like milk chocolate.
It looks the same, but okay.
What? Okay, another little scoop of brown. See, I'm getting a little closer to having some scoops now.
No, it's not saying it's the same thing.
You need to make more brown.
The brown is still not helping.
Bring me your paper.
I really went up there.
But you didn't bring your paper, bring it. Another dot. Another dot of the brown. Mixing it real good.
I'll say brown. I'll say
Now I'm gonna end up with about 8 values here. Each time grabbing a little more brown. This color still isn't as dark as my mother brown yet. Okay. When it dries, we're going to be able to see those values a little bit better. Come show me your paper. Now towards the end, I'm going to add 2 scoops of brown.
It's not even getting darker, it's getting lighter.
That doesn't sound right.
Just kidding. Okay.
It's like you're the same color as myself.
And now 2 scoops of brown into that color. And I'm going to get my last value. Okay, I'm going to walk around. And now with the last value scale, we're going to make the values and we're going to paint the sphere at the same time.
It won't go darker.
Miss M, this is good. Why are my colors looking
First, Mrs. Lawrence.
You could have said that, yo. You didn't say that.
There, I used that.
I made a drink. Look what you did, Eric. I don't know if I put one or two.
No, she told us that. She told us that she's a coyote. She's like, if you're letting me the coyote. We said, yeah, she said, okay. Then we hold on, she said,
Maria, I need you in your seat. This one's I get.
Wait a second.
you really clean up a little bit. So? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this. You come over here.
Even better, I'm like, do you think it'd be easier if I just gave you like a brush to drop it on the palette? Try to go quickly.
You can check that one. I don't think it works.
Okay. Looking good, people. All right. Now this time around, I've played with, you know, kind of neutral. This one was kind of like a warm golden tone. This is a warm with more like a reddish kind of accent. But now I want to try going a little bit cooler with the last one. I have a helper coming around. She's going to give you a very small dot of black paint. And we're not going to use that until I show you how to. Capiche? Capiche. That's Italian, right? Okay. Now I'm going to get the extra paint off of here as best I can. Now I want to make my mother brown just a little bit cooler. How do you think I'm going to do that?
Yellow.
More yellow?
Yeah.
To make it cooler? Where's my cool color on here? We got warm colors and we've got cool colors. Which one of these is the cooler color? The blue. Yeah. It's turquoise. Joanna, far away. Okay. I need to clean this off a little bit because I don't want to totally ruin all my turquoise. And I'm gonna mix some of this into my mother brown. I'm gonna get like maybe like a half scoop. Depends how much brown you have, okay? And that's gonna bring this just a little bit cooler. Cooler. Now, don't overpower it. You don't wanna have purple. You just want it slightly cooler than it was before. Okay, it should still feel brown, but no, not like a green. What's the opposite of green?
Yellow.
Red. So you can add a little bit of magenta to warm it back up. Okay. Now I want a little bit of that turquoise in my lighter color. Eyes up here. I'm gonna give you 3, 2, 1. Eyes up on the screen. Check it out. Look how much turquoise I have on here. Okay? Very small. I just want a tiny bit so I can cool down this skin tone I have here. Okay, we're not looking for blue, we're not looking for purple. I just want a slightly cooler skin tone. And we're gonna paint this last value range at the same time that we do this sphere here at the bottom. And I'm gonna zoom in. All right, for the last one, I still want to start lighter and then move to the darker. So we need to start with our first highlight. All right, guys, seriously, I don't want to hear anyone complain about they don't know what's going on if you're talking and you're not watching the screen up here. Now, does everyone have a little dot of black paint on their palette now? Anyone that doesn't have one? All right.
Where do we add the black to?
Not yet. I will show you. We're going to do that at the very end just if we need it, okay? So I've got this lighter color here. Now, I need a lighter, slightly lighter tint up here because I need a highlight on my sphere. So I'm going to grab a little bit of my white, maybe a scoop or less. Mix it in here. We're going to do that full value range for the darkest color. Okay, you still want it to be pretty dark. We don't want to go lighter than this middle range of our last one. Okay, now that color is going to be the first one on my value scale. Remember, you still want it to be darker than what you had on the last value scale. We're going slightly darker each time. See how that's slightly darker than where we started on the last one? Joanna, do you just want to sit up here and I'll help you? We can do it together. I'm lonely. Lonely sitting up here by myself. Okay. Aw, you guys are so sweet. All right. Now I want to use this in a crescent shape on my sphere. Now, this isn't my lightest highlight on my sphere. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to put your eyeballs up here. 3, 2, 1. Now this is how I'm going to paint the first value on my sphere in a crescent shape. Crescent. So I'm starting with the color that I just put on here. Use that as a crescent shape. See. Just like we did on that monochromatic long ago. Okay, there's my first value on my sphere. Now, I want to leave a little bit of this empty because we still need some brighter highlights because of that direct light source. But whatever I just mixed on this value range, I want to see right here in a crescent shape.
Did you add black to it?
Not yet.
You only add white, right?
All right. How's everyone doing?
And
Am I going too slow?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go faster.
that's not even close.
All right. I'm going to grab a scoop of my Mother Brown to mix into my tint right here. You might need a couple more scoops to make it darker.
It stays the same.
Then you need more brown.
It stays the same.
I'm going to add that here. You might have too much water if it's not changing. And then I'm going to copy that same crescent shape and add it to my sphere. All right, I'm gonna add 2 more scoops. There's one big old scoop into this color here. We'll go out for my next color. If at any point you want to walk over and show me your worksheet, you can. Another scoop of my brown. I'm gonna overlap. Uh-huh.
My cousin.
Okay. Oh, I need to go back and add that in a crescent shape on my sphere. I keep adding more Mother Brown to make it darker.
You're going too fast. It's not gonna Mine looks too weird. It looks the same. Miss Emma.
Oh.
Ow.
This laundry again?
Wow.
Laundry.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do the circle thing from it. You just every color you put on the next, you put it on the end. You just darken.
All right. Ooh, we gotta finish this. Okay. At this point, if your color is not yet as dark as your mother brown, then it's time to put more paint in there. I'm gonna use my mother brown now as the next value. And I'm also going to paint that in a crescent shape on my sphere. Each time I'm lightly overlapping on my sphere and my value range to make it blend.
Wait, we adding black now?
I didn't yet, I just painted my mother brown as the next value and on my sphere. Okay, just added a little bit of water to help it flow. You might need to make more brown. Again, I'm using my mother brown. I had just enough, I added a little water to help it move. Just enough probably to finish this worksheet. Now, just dry it off my brush a little, it's nice and clean. Now, if you have black on your palette, look up here first at how much you want to add. Okay. You can hardly even see it. I have just a baby tiny itty bitty dot of black on the end of this brush. Can't even see it. You can always add more if you need it, right? But if you add too much, well then it's hard to go back, isn't it? So now I'm gonna mix that into my mother brown just slightly. So it gets a little bit darker. And I'm gonna add on to my value scale. I have too much water, I need to make more brown.
I did it.
So each time just adding a little bit more of the black. And add that onto the sphere. I'm gonna make some more brown. I need enough for the next class.
What are we doing for the white?
I will show you.
We adding black after?
Sorry y'all, I needed to make some more mother brown. Alright, I still had enough leftover black in there that it still seems a little darker. I'm gonna add just a baby dot more. I'm adding that onto my value scale. There we go. Sometimes when it's too watered down, you can start to see through it. Now we aren't gonna worry about reflected light on this one because it's not sitting on a tabletop. It's not really reflecting any light. So I'm gonna fill in the last value baby dot more of the black into my paint, into my mother brown, and I'm gonna fill in the last shade. I could probably use a little more black. Now I'm painting that last shade right here on my scale. Okay. All right, last thing we gotta do is fill in the highlight on here. I hope you didn't mix into this one. I didn't show you that, right? Didn't touch this one, didn't add any black to this one here.
I did.
Gotta make more brown there.
Oh, we weren't supposed to?
I added black only into this one here, into my mother brown. Now for this highlight up here. I'm gonna get a big old scoop of white and mix it into this tint. Okay, you want that to be a little lighter. And I'm gonna paint that around this top part right here. Okay, again, I'm going in a very rounded kind of crescent shape. Kind of overlapping the last value. Gonna add another scoop of white to my tint. So we can get a gradual blend all the way into that highlight. Now my crescent shape is kind of closing in as we get to that last highlight, so a little more white paint into my tint. Fill in the very top right here.
There you go. It looks like Mars.
It does look like Mars.
Nothing.
It's like a planet or a round little Cocoa Puff. Oh God, I love Cocoa Puffs. I love like a really bright, reflective highlight at the top. So I just added a little bit of white directly on that paint. Ooh, so pretty. Beautiful. I'll walk around and see how you all did. Don't forget to turn in slide 29. You're going to need your reference photos because we start tomorrow. Don't forget to put your first and last name on here. Beautiful.
Oh.